Let me fix this.
Get back where you need to.
There.
Yep, you got a little bit of corner up there. There you go. Whoop.
Well,
There you go. Right there. Perfect.
we should be live, and we got 4 people in here.
They got
If
the
you
little
are
line.
if you are in my live stream, I pinned. I think I pinned. No, I ain't pinned it yet, but I'm pinning it now. Hey, mom, 4 boys, Rachel. We're trying to work on Jerry's. Uh, hey, good to see you. Um, Missouri Outlaw Randy is here, a member of the channel. Butler Family Farms, obviously a member of the channel. Homestead in the Wood with D, thank you for coming in. Joyax, Carqueva, and Myers Paranormal, thank you for coming in.
Hey,
Um,
Mama, 4 boys.
if you will notice at the top of my thing, there is a link. Big movie fan 18 plus. Good to see you. Y'all will notice there is a thing pinned at the top. We're trying to drive some. Hey, our Georgia Suburban Homestead, another member of the channel, and Randy is a member of the channel as well. Missouri Outlaw, thank y'all for your support. Um, we are trying to go through and get everybody over to Randy's panel, over to his chat. So up at the top, you'll find a link that is uh, it should have Randy's live stream, this very same live stream that you're in. Same thing, only difference is it's giving him credit hours or watch hours instead of me. I don't need watch hours, you um, and I try to do what I can to help other folks. And Jerry, yes, Jerry is a member of the channel as well. So, um, we try to help, especially help support those that help support us. And so I'm very, you know, I'm happy to do it either way. But obviously, uh, it's even more important when somebody shows a financial thing to come and support us. Hey, Skip, Gray Wolf Outdoors Homestead. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sis Beverly. Happy birthday to you, and many more. I threw in the many more. You know, I don't think Skip said that. Hey, good to see you, Beverly Moffat. Um, Anything is possible. Good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Um,
So, Gary, it should be on standard moderators, right? Where you put the Nightbot
um,
or approved
yeah,
user.
I mean, I would think it'd be under standard moderators. Just look for Nightbot.
That's what he's in there. It's in there now.
Okay. Well, then when somebody, if it's in there and you save it, you
Yeah, I
should be
saved it.
able, then you should be able to type BFF. By the way, in either one of these chats, you should be able to type BFF and it will drop your link. In fact, I'll try it. I mean, if you're here, you already know the address, but I'll try dropping the BFF and because it was set
There
up.
you go. It's working.
Yeah, it
It
was set up to drop his
just
link
taking
alone.
just taking a little while for it to drop it. I guess.
Well, yours just started doing it.
Yep.
Mine, good. Um, hey, Poker Rossi, good to see you, brother. The I enjoyed that live stream over at your house the other day. Um, that was fun. Hey, he had a very interesting live stream. The anyhow, um, I do want to go through and mention that if you're in my chat, I have pinned a link up top to go over to Jerry's. We're working on getting him. It was really neat. I enjoyed that. Um, got me so sidetracked thinking about that live stream. Anyhow, I have pinned a link up in the top comment to where you can go through and follow the link over to Jerry's. We're trying to help him with watch hours right now. He's under the deadline somewhere around June. Is it June or July?
It's June 11th is when they start.
June the 11th, he had one of his videos go kind of viral, hit real big. And so, what we're trying to do is get him to the 4,000 hours before he starts losing all those hours from when it hits a year. So, I did pin a link.
It's also
Um,
mine, Randy.
the the link for StreamYard should be in his chat. You did pin StreamYard's link, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you want to come over uh, on chat on panel, you're welcome to. But to do that, you really need to go over to Jerry's channel, because right now, the link at the top of mine is designed to get you over to Jerry's channel. So I realize it's one more step, and I'm sorry about that. But we are trying to help him with watch hours. I had a great night's sleep. Uh, you know, it really has been a good night. Bud Files, always a pleasure to see you, and thank you for coming in. Um, there is something I want to share with y'all tonight, though, and let me see if I can find it. It's two channels that I tend to look at from time to time, and I know I don't normally share big channels, but these are two that, let's see, that I found to be helpful, and maybe they'll be helpful to you too. So, and since I don't believe in being selfish and trying to hold on to information for myself, um, just for myself, I try to utilize information.
Thanks for sharing me out, you guys.
And yes, please do share him out, and let's see if we can't get more people over to his chat. What is the one I'm looking for? Okay, I can't think of it for some reason. I remembered the other one because that's one I use, but I couldn't. I don't use. Oh, I know what it is. All right. All right. I'm gonna go through it. By the way, one thing I have been thinking about today is one things I have been thinking on today, as we've been talking about going into. I'm not even able to see the chat right now, so give me a second to get to where I can. I'm gonna pop out the chat. Sometimes I actually have this set up ahead of time. Sometimes. All right. I just need to pop out this chat.
Hey, Nora, the Stock Explorer. Thanks for coming.
All right. And
godmother to my goat, Nora.
You see what Randy said?
Oh, which one? Where is it?
He said there's only so much Jerry you can watch in a day.
That's true. That's true, Randy. I appreciate it. But you weren't watching me. I was watching you.
Good to see you, Drunken Chef. Thank you for coming in. Another member of the channel. All these folks with the little symbol out there by it,
yep.
Those are members of the channel, and I want to say thank you to coming in and support. And let's see. All right, y'all. If you're in my chat, you should be able to go through and click on that link, and it'll take you over to Jerry's. I'm gonna share two channels out there with y'all that I do watch from time to time, especially when I'm looking for information. And let's see. I'll share this screen. This one.
Hey, Gray Wolf.
This particular one that I watch from time to time has some pretty good information. He goes through a lot of times and will break down things for. Good to see you, big movie fan, 18 plus. Jerry is shared on my community. Thank you. I do watch. He seems to have pretty good information, and he does have 213,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Only 116 videos.
They must be
But,
really good videos.
well, they are good videos, but I mean, I don't watch every one of them by any means. But from time to time, I do like to go in and look at what he's doing. He explains some things pretty well. You know, I like the channel, and if you're interested in see um, part of having a video channel and part of trying to grow a channel isn't all. I mean, you do want to have good content, but there's so many aspects to it. Um, there's I mean, if you think about it, there's the way the video is shot, there's the way it's titled, there's the way how you title it, and that's one of the things I've been looking at, here this week. Hey, Zed's Place, good to see you. If you look at it from this perspective, that how you title it can make a difference in how many people click on it or how many people pick up on it. Just because what it indicates, just the way it's titled can make a difference on whether or not people click on it. And they go through and I was watching one of actually both of these channels earlier today to look more into titling. And I'm going to drop the link for this is Channel Makers. If I can get this stupid keyboard, Channel Maker or Makers? Makers.
Channel Makers. Yes.
And this is some of the places I get some of my information.
Jesse and Lisa.
Oh, cool. Hey, Lillian, good to see you. I appreciate you stopping in to say hello. And Zed's Place, I think I mentioned him earlier, but just to make sure. This is the link for Channel Makers. If you'd like to see some of the same stuff I see, well, you can look at a lot of some of his stuff, and he'll tell you some of the stuff that and this is the other one that I tend to lean on a little bit for further understanding. And this is Think Media. They actually have a group of people.
And he's got 2.7 million. 2.47 million.
No, it looks like he's got 526,000. Now, that's views. That's views. Yeah, 2.47 million subscribers.
Wow.
That's right. He does. It is, but it's really good information. I mean, I sometimes I'll look at their stuff. Good to see you, Dion. Sometimes I'll look at their stuff to. Some of the stuff talks about different cameras. Some of it talks about cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline. Good to see you. Good evening. We're working on Jerry's watch hours today. So if you get a chance, I pinned a link at the top that'll take you to this. It's this same live stream, so you get the same information. But it will go through and it'll give him watch hours. I don't need watch hours, and so just trying to go through and help a brother out. He is a member of the channel, and he's a friend, and that's why we're doing this right here to try and help him with watch hours. So if you get a chance, I'd appreciate it if you'd head over to his live stream.
If somebody on my stream would type BFF and see if it drops their link, that's all. It's hooked up that way. We're trying to figure out if it works or not.
Yeah, but Think Media has they've got 2.47 million subscribers. They've got a group of people together that does this, and
it worked.
Glad to see it.
It's working. Okay, good. Finally.
Well, now they can go into your stream or my stream.
Yep.
And they can still type in BFF, and it will drop their link. I've actually have about 5 different things you can go in. You can type in mine, and it will drop their link. Hey, Jim Spencer, good to see you. But I was looking up earlier today, things about titles, and one of the things it was talking about was whether or not you're doing a title for existing. You can do titles that appeal more to existing people that watch your stuff. 2, you can do titles that are designed to expand to new territory. Or 3, you can focus on doing things that appeal to the search engine. And it's you can have basically similar videos, but depending upon your focus on the video, it will, and that's some of the differences between having a video that's designed just to, I think as a content creator, there are times when I tend to be a bit lazy and I just go out and shoot something, upload it, slap on a title. But I think if we stop and think about what we're doing and what we're actually trying to do, if our focus is to just have fun, well, why even bother with being monetized? Why even bother thinking about it? But now, don't get me wrong. I can understand why somebody would want to do a video and have it, and enjoy making it, just for the sheer pleasure. In other words, but I look at that as doing a video for myself. And I guess a lot of my videos do tend to be self-indulgent.
Well, did they say in there about having a title about what the video has, what it has going in it, what it's all about, or is it just do they say you should not say what's in the video?
Well, in the title or in the video?
Is that what they on their title? Should you not say what the video is about?
No, I mean you want to tell what's in the video because that's why they click on it.
Right. Okay.
But in order to make sure, depending upon who you're trying to target this particular video for people to watch. Okay. Hey, Evelyn Newman, good to see you. You'll find a link at the top. We're trying to direct folks over to Jerry so he can get the watch hours. But sometimes if it's best to, when you shoot a video, have the title before you even do, make the video. Because
I did on that one Angler April video. I had that title, and I spent 3 weeks before the video was even up. I already knew what it was going to be about. So
right. And for example, instead of just saying the difference between saying, what I learned last year about starting a garden, you could put something like 5 things I learned about starting a garden last year. Okay. And sometimes just adding that 5 things to it will increase the click-through rate.
Okay.
So, or you could add something like 5 things all beginners should know, or because that appeals primarily to beginners, and right. There's a lot more beginners than there are intermediate, and a lot more intermediate than there are experts. So it's kind of tailoring it to if you go through and make the video with the title already in mind, sometimes it can help direct your video to what audience you're addressing. Because a lot of people will go through and they will search specifically for certain things. How to make my tomatoes grow bigger. And by the way, Lisa at our Georgia Suburban Homestead is a member of the channel. Thank you for that. Hey, John, Southern Exposure. Going pretty well. Good to see you. Let me add a jacket. But titling isn't just as simple. Well, I guess it can be as simple if I'm being self-indulgent, I may just put anything up there. Especially if it's, hey, good to see you, Mark, Little Ridge Farm. If I may be just throw anything on there, but it's probably better if the title and the video itself kind of acts in unison, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I make a title like gardeners have the coolest toys, and then I go through and do a video about a flame weeder, that makes sense, but might throw a couple more toys, or things that that's another thing that that probably ought to be addressed at some point is tags. Some people put tags in their title for shorts. Someone told me. It's been my experience, and one of the things that some of these fellas talk about when it talks about titling, especially in a short. I don't know that I would add the tag to begin with, but maybe at the end, or maybe even under the description. You can add those in the description on the computer. I don't know. I'm still learning a lot about trying to work some of this stuff on a phone. I don't really use my phone that much.
Yeah, I came home last night and Dez was live and I didn't. I never used the phone I've used the phone to listen to people talk, but I never used the phone to try to connect. I tried to connect when I was driving, and that was a lost cause. I said, forget that noise. It's ain't gonna work. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't figure out how to connect in the StreamYard. So I just let it go. But I was driving and it was dark out and raining, so I figured I better just concentrate on the road and just listen.
Well, one thing about it, hey Thompson RC, good to see you, brother.
Hello, Mark.
I did watch a video today that was talking about trying to drive your traffic or trying to drive your video out to the public, but it's more like, according to the video, rather than them driving it, it's more like the audience drawing the video out.
Oh, okay.
Because it tends to be in there, and if something is in their watch history, if somebody is in their watch history, it's more likely to show them, your stuff than just them trying to show randomly your stuff to other people.
Right.
So
keywords cause it to throw out to certain people who are watching for things or typing in for certain things using keywords.
Yeah. And so I just think that when it comes to trying to, I don't know. It's not that I'm concerned about growing my channel, but I'm not. I mean, I'm just like everybody else in that I like to see the numbers grow, and I like to see more people join. And who doesn't like to see that? It feels like progress, and it feels like you're getting somewhere, and
right.
It feels a little bit more gratifying. I mean, but the truth is, when you've got 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 subscribers, it's not, another 5 subscribers isn't going to change, one way or the other. It really doesn't change how thankful you should be for each and every one of them. But just because YouTube knocked 5 of them off, good to see you. Nothing but love. Got nothing but love for nothing but love. But just because YouTube knocks 5 of them off doesn't mean that you should be, any less thankful for the other 2,200 there.
True.
But it does have a tendency to make you feel, well, dadgummit, I lost 5 subscribers. Well, chances
You
are
know,
the five that dropped, ain't five that been watching lately anyhow.
that's funny. I don't think of it that way. When I lose 5 subscribers or 6 subscribers or 3 subscribers, I think of it, well, they'll come back in time.
No.
It's like I told you earlier. It's like gas prices. It goes down a little bit and it goes up a little higher. It goes down a little bit and it goes up a little higher.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody's channel that's just going down, down, down. Even some of the people who stop,
Well, that's
doing
true.
stuff for a while.
That's true. But I have seen some people, they get upset if, if YouTube dropped them like 10 or 5 or whatever. I saw somebody one time that had like, I don't know, 12 videos out or something, had over 100 subscribers, and he was upset that he wasn't growing any faster.
Yeah, you got to put more content out than just 12 videos.
I think so. Hey, Mark,
Hey, Gary.
how you doing, brother?
Doing all right.
Cool.
How's it going down in the corner clubhouse?
It's going. I just saw you guys out here, and I says, "Oh, let me see what's going on the Friday Night Lights. If you could check it out, see what you guys are up to."
Yeah, we're playing around with the name. It's only
Yeah.
different every week.
I don't think we've had the same one 2 weeks in a row.
I don't know. I know we haven't had the same one twice. I'm
Hey,
surprised.
we got 29 viewers, though. I'm thankful for that.
That's good. That's a good number.
Now, Mark, any thoughts on growing a channel or how you should title a video or?
No, but I've been before I came on. I was watching different channels that you were putting up there, and I sort of follow the same ones, and and I guess I'm sort of, how do you put it? When I get, if I do some kind of video, I automatically have to figure out to put it up and just throw any title in there. I never really think about it too much, how to word it, how to put it out there. Sometimes it's like, let me put something out.
Wow,
out
Chris.
there. I don't put anything out there. So
It can be.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gary.
No, you're fine. I'm just, I just always talking about one thing or another.
I just, I've never thought about titles until afterwards, and because I edit the video and then I sit and I watch it probably once or twice, and if it's really, then I try to come up with a title. Then after I watch it, what's about, or what's our point in the video.
Yeah.
That's why I try to title it on that point, that thing. I've watched a lot of videos where you watch the whole video, and you get to the end of the video and say, well, what the title is that? And they never talked about what the title was. And I understand, they want you to watch the video. I understand that. But to me, if you put a title out there and it says, watch this goat jump, and you never see a goat jump, it's like, what was the title for if you didn't see the goat jump? I mean, and so I've seen a lot of videos where they've done that. They bait you in to watch it. You watch the whole thing, and it's never come to the title. It's like, what that
clickbait.
Yeah, and I don't I don't try to do that. I try to mention what the title is going to be about, or what's going on in the video. What the title's about,
Well, it could be clickbait. It could be they were uploading 3 or 4 of them at one time and they just got the wrong one. It could be, I tend to lean towards believing it's clickbait. But, look at it this way. If you go through, you'll never have in the title 5 things if you don't list 5 things while you're doing the video.
True.
So sometimes I think that it's a good idea to go through, because people like these 5 lists for some reason. They tend to draw a person's eye, and I think that increases your views a little bit.
Well, next week I got 3 videos out on gardening, and one of them we went with raised beds this year instead of straw bales, or in the ground, and so it shows how we use the IBC totes as raised beds, and how I put them together and what we did, and it's basically step by step.
Yeah. Are you familiar with core gardening?
like not a core, like at a bale or something, or
No.
that's we've done that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you do use a bale of hay in it, but basically, I mean, you can use a raised bed, but in the raised bed, you bury a bale of hay. Uh, it's supposedly, I know that M.I. Gardner, uses that form, and it's supposed to help with, keeping from having to. It's supposed to help retain moisture. I guess it's kind of like a hugelkultur. Hugelkultur is supposed to do something very similar, but it is, typically hugelkultur is really designed, in my opinion, for more arid areas that don't get a lot of rain. But when they do get it, it's like once in a blue moon or whatever.
Well, see, our place, we get so much rain, we have to have, drainage. And we have
Right.
a bad problem in the summertime of Johnson grass. So last year, Susan lost her garden. Basically, the Johnson grass just basically took over. And so this year she's, I want to do something where we don't have that Johnson grass. So I come up with the idea of using IBC totes and cutting them in half, putting some rock in the bottom of them, putting some cloth down the bottom to keep the rock and the dirt out from getting in the rock and plugging the holes all up. And we did that this year, and I think it's going to be a lot better way, because first of all, it's not on the ground, so I don't have to bend down as far, and my knee hurts when I get down on the ground like that. So it's more up at the waist size, and I think we can control there. There's going to be a little bit of Johnson grass that's going to come up in this dirt because it's got rhizomes from where the topsoil came in. I saw rhizomes in there. But we'll be able to control it because as soon as it comes up, we'll be able to pop it right out of the dirt because it's loose dirt.
Right. By the way, two things I noticed that Chris over at Square County Homestead came in, and also Songbits Laura came in, but she also asked, does Butler's dog have a neck wrap on?
Yeah, she does. She's got it's like a donut. It's to keep her from licking herself. It's like a cone, but it's supposed to keep her from licking herself. She's gotten a female infection. I have to get the infection cleared up before I can have her fixed. And we messed up and didn't get her bred soon enough, and so what we have no choice in the matter. We have to get her fixed, and the reason that's on there is if we can get the infection cleaned up, it's going to save me $200.
Sweet.
It's $800 to have her fixed with the infection, and $600 to have her fixed without the infection. And so I'm going to try to do everything I can to get her fixed without the infection.
There we go. Lisa over at our Georgia Suburban Homestead said they're big advocates of straw bale gardening. Did a video on it a year ago. Most popular, one of their most.
We've done it a lot of years with straw bales. That Susan Light has done it for I can't tell you, probably 6 years. She's done straw bale gardening. This year we opted to try to do this because the Johnson grass just got so out of control last year that if you know anything about Johnson grass, it grows when it's warm. When of course your vegetables want to grow, and you really can't spray it with anything, because whatever you're going to spray it with, it's going to kill your vegetables. So you either cut it out or have your cows graze it out, and if they're in there with a garden where they can graze it out, they're going to graze off your garden. So we just thought we'll try this. We covered everything up with all the ground with plastic, so maybe in a couple of years it will kill off all the rhizomes and stuff with plastic, and we can go back to the ground gardening. But this year we're going to just try the raised beds and see what happens.
Now, straw bale gardening, that's where you hollow out a spot in there and you just plant the plant.
Well, there's a lot to it. You have to condition the straw bale with some fertilizer. That Susan does. It's like 10 days of conditioning. You put the fertilizer on, you soak the bale down, you put more fertilizer and soak the bale down, and then you hollow out a section and you put your plant in there with a little bit of topsoil dirt, and the roots go down into the straw. And it helps. It's supposed to make the plant grow that way. Now, she did do that one year with sweet potatoes, and man, we had some sweet potatoes like this big, Garrett. Baseball, football size. They were just huge.
Well, I'll tell you this also, as far as you can get very similar results if you go through and do what's known as deep mulch gardening. Basically, just throw a little bit of dirt down there and cover it with a bunch of hay.
Right.
As that hay breaks down, it does convert without having to up, but I think it, from my expectations, I think it would be a little bit better because you don't, if it's the hay bale seems like that would dry out quicker than if it were down on the ground and holding on to some nutrients.
Right.
I hadn't done the straw bale thing, but I have literally planted things on top of the ground in deep mulch and had them grow. In 2020, the prettiest area or the prettiest garden that we had was just on top of the ground, no till method,
Right.
deep mulch. I did get some gin trash and put on the ground, planted in it, and just covered it with straw bale.
Yeah, Susan in here now. She's everything you're saying. She's like, yep, yep. She's back agreeing with you 100% on that. She's done some of that stuff. And this year she's doing potatoes basically the same way, where you start with a little bit of dirt and then you put a bunch of straw on top of them and keep adding.
Let's see. Lisa wanted to know: have you ever composted alfalfa as a natural fertilizer? I've actually taken alfalfa pellets and used them around my tomato plants and what have you to serve as a combination mulch and fertilizer.
All the alfalfa we ever had, we always fed it.
Yeah.
And the back end that comes after it's been processed, that's what we use as fertilizer.
Yeah.
Well, Oregon, yeah.
If the fact is that I've gone through and taken alfalfa pellets, and I've done one where I just threw it on top of the ground around the plant, and I've done others where I soaked it in water, like left it overnight, and the next day it was all decomposed in there, and just kind of put that around the plants. It kind of helps.
That gets to be expensive, though. Alfalfa's not cheap.
Well, alfalfa pellets really aren't that expensive, or they didn't seem to be, composed to fertilizer. So I don't know, but I can tell you of several ways to go through, and for that matter, develop what you call weed tea. I have what I call weed tea. I've got a big old garbage, thing that I put rainwater in, and I put any weeds I pull out of the garden in there. And if I got grass clippings, a lot of times I'll throw them in there as well. Maybe a little Epsom salt. Every now and then I may throw some rabbit manure in there. Just a combination of things, and let it steep, let it sit there. Whenever it's time to go through and water the garden, you can get you can go, and feed your plants. That'll go a long ways towards feeding them.
Well, we have llamas, and we've done llama tea. Because llamas are a unique animal. They do all their defecating in one spot. They pick a spot in the yard, and that's where they do their bathroom, and they can pile it up. I mean, I've seen it where it's piled at least almost 2 foot high.
Yeah,
they've gone out there and they've constantly used one area, and you go out there with a shovel and you can shovel it up and put it in a bucket and put some water with it and let it break down a little bit, and then strain it through a cheesecloth, and you got what we call llama tea, llama poo tea. And that's great. And llama is like rabbit. It's great fertilizer.
Well, we do vermicompost tea from time to time, but when we do that, which is just worm castings, we put it in a bucket of rainwater, throw a little molasses in it, put an aerator in there and hang a sock or something, one of these stockings, whatever, over into it, so that the nutrients can leach out.
Mm-hmm.
That's another way. That's a very gentle fertilizer that
What's
still
the aerator do? I mean,
it helps the bacteria stay alive.
Oh,
because soil is a living thing, and
right.
You've got bacteria and what have you up there in the ground that helps these things grow. So it keeps it alive. It'll also feed on that molasses. That's why we put a little bit of molasses in there and multiply. So anyhow,
I was going to ask about molasses next. I'm glad you hit that too. Molasses is really sweet. So,
Yeah. Well, it feeds the bacteria too.
see.
But if y'all would, by the way, let me mention this. I'll probably mention this from time to time tonight. At the top of the chat, over in my chat, you'll find a link pinned at the top. It says, please head over to Jerry Butler's Farm Live, the Butler Family Farm Live. And there's a link on that. What we're trying to do is help Jerry with his watch hours tonight. So if you could head over there, it'd be appreciated.
And I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Well, the fact is, I've watched thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. Well, maybe just thousands, but I've watched a lot of video on how to do this and how to do that. I've gone through the master gardening courses up at Mississippi State Extension Service. I've gone, when it comes to gardening, I know a few things. My wife's been a master gardener for about 10 years, and she's been gardening for as long as, since before I met her. And so gardening is just kind of a thing around here. I never planted anything before 2020, but since 2020, I've learned an awful lot. I've tried different things: raised bed gardening, container gardening, no-till gardening, traditional till the soil gardening. I've tried quite a few different things, and there's still a few things I hadn't tried, but I've tried core gardening. I've tried making those pits for pumpkin pits, which is where you dig a hole, you put a bunch of stuff down in there for it to decompose. And anyhow,
Well, on this 160 acres, I used to do corn and soybeans and wheat on the fields here, and we plant. It's a lot of work. You have to we tilled the ground because they had grass in it, sprayed it, killed off the grass, and we tilled the ground and we plant corn in it. Then you got to go back and put another chemical on it to keep the grass from growing back, but your corn is still growing. And with beans, you got to go out there and put something that you use Roundup Ready beans. You spray Roundup to kill the grasses and stuff and the weeds and the broadleaves in the beans. And same thing with your wheat. Then you turn on, and after the wheat's dried out or the corn's dried out, you have to use a combine and combine it off. And I did that. I used to have a combine, and I did that for the first 10 years we were here. And then I started thinking, I'm getting older, and it was when I first did it, I was only 50 when I first moved here and started doing this. And when I hit
Mark,
50,
you do any gardening?
No, I'd like to though.
Well,
you got how much space? You have a space, or I don't know if you have an apartment or.
No,
So you have to do it like in a little container or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we also do. We're doing bucket gardening in potatoes in buckets and tomatoes in 5-gallon buckets.
Okay.
And that gives you at least it's something.
Right. Yeah.
So, but we did that where we had all that wheat and stuff with common valve. And I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I'm getting too old to go to a job and then come home and plant fields."
Oh, don't look at me then, too bad.
So we decided we were going to change all the ground over to cattle. It's a lot easier. All you do is open a gate, move from one field to the other, and have grass grow. And grass grows easy around here.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Just curious, when it comes to doing the YouTube stuff, what do you pay most of your attention to? I mean, do you look at the analytics or just the
I guess I change up. Sometimes I look at analytics. Sometimes I don't want to look at analytics because I might not like what I see, so I don't. I guess lately I haven't been looking too close at the analytics. I have to admit, because sometimes it'd be frustrating looking at it because it doesn't seem to be right. But that's just me. I don't know. What do you?
It's not just think? You. I mean, I think Gary and I feel the same way at times. It's like how they come up with things.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, while we're here, we may as well, it's okay with Mark. We'll just take a look at his,
One of
take
the
a look
videos.
at your channel, just so everybody can be familiar with it. Right now, at 1.12 thousand, 151 subscribers. I mean, 151 videos, 1,120 something subscribers.
That's good.
Pop up walk live. The
Mark, you type in BFF in either one of our chats, so it'll pop up your links
Yep.
so people can click on it.
you have a favorite type of video to do?
No, I'm pretty much all around the board. I'm more or less what's popular. What can I do that's popular? You know what I mean? It's um,
Do you ever do any research to see what what people search for?
I have, yeah, I have done that in the past.
So when you do that, how do you do your research?
I guess I could go through the Google search, you know, optimization type stuff. When in terms of the small videos, not the shorts, but the small videos, I haven't done many lately, and I need to get back to doing those. And I'm trying to come up with different things to do for those videos, but I
Okay.
just can't seem to, you know,
Looks like you almost done it for 10 years.
10
You
years.
started in October 21, 2013.
Well, that's when I signed on to YouTube, but actually putting out content is about a year now.
About a year, okay.
I just started about a year ago, yeah.
Yeah, I was noticing that your oldest video, and it looks like your earliest live stream is about 11 months old.
Yeah. So
I mean, it doesn't show dates on shorts.
right.
No, shorts don't show dates.
And you've got like 32 shorts out there.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a couple of ones that hitting in the thousands, 1,000, 1.2, but for shorts wise.
Well, let's take a look. It looks like, and I'm seeing that you have some tags, keywords tagged in there, but and it looks like Bojangles Sunset.
Oh, Heather.
Seems pretty straightforward. If I might be tempted to embellish a little bit and not lean so much on the keywords.
Really?
Yeah. For example, we can look at the ones that I'm doing, and I'll show you the short videos. Out and about, no keywords, at the Walmart. Let's see, that just said mail, and I guess in some ways, I've kind of, it looks like I'm tending to go more the way you were doing.
It looks like to
doing a
me
lot of
Nicole's your star, because every time she's in it, she's over 1,000. Look at that, Gary.
Well, it does seem about right.
Yeah, all those women Nicole in it, and she's the star of the thing.
I'm not even sure if I had noticed that.
Well, there's those one there. There's a 627 has you and her in it. Then Nikki is a puppy that's 539, but the other ones had thousands.
There's saying adios to Dill Hole. Well, there's one only had 539.
Yeah.
There's another one 1.2. There's another one only 574. But Shots with Dill Hole got 1,300. Tammy got a little upset with me for,
Tammy got, look at 1.4 for Tammy.
Yeah.
See, she doesn't know she's a star too.
Well, here's one that says overprotective mama much. That's kind of funny. And Chris from Square County Homestead there.
Yeah.
And there's, Shooting Star Mississippi, Kuya Bruce.
Puppy on Alert is 1.3K.
Yeah. I just asked the question, what will the puppy do? I got 2,000. Randy, got both of the ones with Randy meeting up with Missouri Outlaw Randy. Saying, see you later to Missouri Outlaw. Maybe because it looks like some of the ones I spend, put a little bit more words in there. I was here lately, I've been, kind of, I guess you could say, slowing down or minimizing. I don't know. It's worth looking at and trying to see if there are different.
And how many shorts do you have, Gary?
Oh, have mercy.
Yeah. I know I've got 100 and something. Do you have them all in a list, or you have to?
No.
You don't even have them in the list.
At
the end.
Let's see. There's 6 per line. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. I lost count. That's like 80.
85.
85 times 6. So
almost. Well, it's 15 times 6 is the 30.
Well, if you figure it's 600 minus 15 per
yeah, so you got about 15 times 6 is like, let's see, it's 45, 90, 100. So you got about 500.
Yeah, probably 500 shorts. Yeah. Well, I mean, and probably, hey, while we're here, let's take a look at something. YouTube Studio. Right now, I'm at about a little over 2,200. But let's take a look at how much of those come from shorts, and maybe you'll understand why.
111.
Well, I've got 2,200. Of those in the last, we'll say 365 days. I've picked up
1,286.
686. So almost 700 subscribers of mine have come from shorts.
Yep.
Wow.
Shorts don't take long to shoot.
No. Less than a minute you can shoot them.
I've done some shorts in Spanish, just saying, hello, can you help me? I need subscribers or something like this.
I have to learn Spanish before I could do that.
Well, you could actually look it up on Google and it'll tell you what to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can put it in a translator and it'll tell you how to say it in Spanish. For that matter, you could put it in the translator, tell you how to say it in Japanese and a bunch of other different languages. But you don't have to, it ain't got to be real complex. I just have a tendency, I guess you'd say, to go through and I get off the wall ideas, and so I do off the wall things. Um, an idea pops into my head, and I say, "Hey, let's try that."
Right.
So, you know, it's one of the reasons I guess why when people ask me about shorts, I'll pop in and drop a hey scratch and Pete PA, good to see you. But hey Space Miner, good to see you. Dark Lord Manette, good to see you. Let me bring back my chat so I can actually see what's going on. Hey Big Matt, let me hold $1. No, I'm just playing. That's Big Show used to say, "Hey, big man, let me hold $1." So, Big Matt, big man.
Oh, Big Matt.
He's a member of the channel too. Thank you. And Shawnee Chave, good to see you. But I think that now, don't get me wrong. I think that if somebody is trying to get, I think if they're trying to get monetized, I think that it's a mistake. My personal opinion, if they're trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers, is that it's a mistake not to do shorts. Now, that's my own personal opinion. I ain't here to tell anybody how to run their. And to be fair, I don't think that shorts is going to help you a whole lot with your watch hours. That's a whole different. That's a pig of a different color. That's an animal of a different breed or something. That's a different size tomato.
I agree with you. I mean, it's like there's two sides of the coin here.
That's right. But I think that I believe that live streams typically do, for the most part, don't do much for you as far as subscriber count, but they do a great job for you when it comes to watch hours. So it's one of the reasons why, if you were to look at mine, just look at my channel. If you look over here on videos, I do long content videos. I mean, I hadn't done one in a couple weeks, and I'm a little burnt out at the moment. So, but I do shorts.
And I see a tendency, Gary, in all these shorts.
Do I now?
Notice it. I said, I see a thing that's common in all the shorts.
What's that?
You're always in a dark colored T-shirt, black or brown or dark blue.
Well, that's where I wear every day.
Oh, well, that's what I see in there. I said, I'm going to buy you a white T-shirt.
Well, Chris gave me a white T-shirt. Says "Attaboy," and I have a couple other colored shirts. But the fact is that 90% of what I wear is just a black T-shirt.
Yeah.
It takes a lot less thinking or trying to find what I'm looking for. It's just grab me a black T-shirt and go. The trouble is I can't find any more of them 5-pack black T-shirts with a pocket tee. So I'm gonna have to start. These are starting to get a little wore out. But typically, I guess I feel a little bit like Johnny Cash, the Man in Black.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But that's typically what I wear is just a black
one of my shirts that has it says "Don't be a gore, be a goat."
Right.
And,
Anyhow,
it's gonna be a white. It's gonna be a light color T-shirt.
Well, for me, it's just easier. I mean, I wear black T-shirts as an undershirt at work. So, when I get home, I typically just take off my uniform shirt and I, sit here at the computer with my T-shirt on, and I can live stream in it. Ain't nobody going to say anything about my fat belly or anything. They could if they wanted to. That's okay. It ain't going to hurt my feelings. I know I'm fat. It ain't, so be it. But typically most people ain't, don't do that.
When you say that, I read an article the other day about other countries' women, I should say. It was from them. Prefer heavier set men because it shows that they prosper, that they're a provider and they prosper, versus a really skinny person. They, I don't know how they got this, but this was so don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what I read. And I looked at that and I said, well, I guess some of us are pretty good providers because we've got lots.
Well, I ain't going into that whole skinny fat thing. I can speak for myself, and that's about it. Hey, Snugs, good to see you. All I know for certain is that different parts of YouTube have a tendency to have different benefits. The benefits of shorts is that typically, I think first of all that YouTube is pushing shorts because they're trying to catch up with TikTok.
Yeah.
Secondly, so they want all the content they can get, and as fast as they can get it, they're going to push it. Well, guess what? People that go on to TikTok, people that go on to, the shorts menu, they tend to be a little bit more impulsive. Well, when you're impulsive and you see a video, well, maybe they're a good channel. Maybe boom, just go ahead and subscribe. So I think that that's one of the benefits of doing shorts. Now you'll probably never catch them watching. At least I would be interested to see, if anybody in here actually found me or Jerry or Mark from a short. Even though I've got almost 500 shorts out there, and my shorts views largely outclass or outviewed. Hey, Freckle and Frugal, good to see you. But I'd be willing to bet most of the people in here never saw a short before they met. Never saw a short of mine before they came into a chat.
I bet you I would agree with that. I mean,
So
just have to ask here: has anybody ever watched the short that's on here on the chat here? I mean, we've got 29. Well, yeah, 29 people.
I tell you what, if you were in the chat right now and you watch, if the way you came across one of us was in a short, please type a 1 in the chat. If that is not how you found us, please type a 2. I don't even know if we get much of a response. I hope we do. But by the way, Freckle and Frugal, we're focused on trying to help help Jerry over here next to me with his watch hours. He had a really big video come out like a year ago, and so what we doing is we trying to send some folks over to his channel. That's where most of the folks are, I think. The link is pinned at the top of my chat. So if you and Snugs would maybe go on over to Jerry's at Butler Family Farm, just hang out for a little while. I mean, it's the same program.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Freckle and Fruit. But I've been willing to
choose.
Yeah, that's because typically people that do, it's been my experience so far that typically people that watch those don't really watch the longer format.
Right.
And people that, everything's got its good points and bad points. I think that, if you're trying to get 1,000 subscribers, then shorts is a good thing. Or if you're continuing to try and just add more people to your subscriber list, I think it helps. If you're trying to get watch hours, you need regular content and longer format, and you need live streams.
Peter, my content is mostly about what happens on the farm. There's a few other things. I mean, it's about our daily lives, basically. I've got a couple of little short things of videos I've done where I bowled, and I bowled with Pete Weber one time, and there's a little interview in there I did with him. But most of it is what we do on the farm here, and I do with some woodworking, which I have not showed that yet, and I'm gonna try to actually start looking for a camera that I can go and do lives with. That's not a phone, that I can connect it to the internet into my shop. And when I find that camera, I'm going to buy that camera, Gary, and then I'm going to have you take you out on live on the in the camera and have you pick out wood that you want for the pen I'm going to make for you.
You're going to make me a what? A tent?
A pen, a pencil and pen set. A
Okay.
writing utensil, pen and
Thank
pencil.
you. I appreciate that.
But you're gonna pick out the wood. I've got all kinds of wood, and I'll have you pick out what you want, or
That sound
acrylic.
that's because I gave you a hassle about the pen thing the other day. Okay, that's I'm gonna have to give you a hassle about a lot more things now.
Well, I've told you I make a pencil and pen set, and I'm going to make a pencil and pen set. But I wanted to get a live camera so I can bring you out there, and you can say, "Oh, I like that. I want to make it out of that." And so that's what I.
There we go. That sounds good to me.
But I
I
got
like
find
cherry wood.
That has an internet connection type setup.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start looking at that. I started figuring that out today. That's what I need to come up with. I don't want to use the phone.
Thank you for going over and hollering at him over yonder. Freckle and Frugal. I see M&T over there as well.
Yep.
At
Thank you
least I
very
think.
much.
We appreciate y'all going
Chris is
over.
over here.
We are trying to work on his watch hour. See, back in June of last year, he had a video called Goats and Cows or Cows and Goats. I'm going to get me some cows and goats. Well, it was just goats and cows.
It was goats and cows. It basically was me trimming the goats' feet.
Yeah,
And
but I'll be honest with you. I don't think not a single person clicked on that because you were trimming the goat's feet.
no,
because
that was in the video, but
it didn't say anything about that in the video title, and so they couldn't tell it from the title. But still, it is involved in the goats and the cows,
right.
Because they're both there. So anyhow, he got a whole bunch of views from that. Hey, YouTube FBI, we appreciate you keeping an eye on over all of us.
Yes, we do.
That's appreciated. And feel free, by the way, YouTube FBI, you have a lot more people to observe if you go over to Jerry's. I've got at the top of the chat a link that give you access, send you over to Jerry's. We're trying to work on his watch hours right now.
Peter, my average length of my actual videos are average between, according to what the YouTube playlist says, it's 14 minutes is the average one of all of them. But I've got lives in there. I've got there's no shorts in it. It's all videos. I've got some videos that are like 3 minutes long. I got some videos that are like 14, 15 minutes long. So I've got a wide variety. Hey, John. Anyways, I'm sorry, Gary.
Hey, you're good. Fact is, the way I look at it, around investigate, that's fine. You're gonna find more people over there though if you really want to find some folks that are interested. Hey, you're welcome to investigate me. That's all right. I'm down for that. I'm ready to be investigated. I'm cool. I ain't got nothing to hide.
I'll get you a link there.
That reminds me, I've still got this. Every now and then I like to take a nice little swig. Just about out though, at least to this little pint. But, Mark,
Yes.
how you doing, brother? I'm sorry, me and Jerry just keep talking,
Yeah.
and
That's
you
fine. I'm a good listener.
I know, but I don't want you to feel like we're walking all over you or anything.
You're fine. You're fine.
Cool.
There's a link to my playlist.
Yeah. In fact, I believe I directed folks to your playlist, didn't I?
Tonight, I think you brought it to my channel.
Or I don't know if it's your channel or your playlist. Let me take a look. Over at the community tab. No, I pointed them to your master playlist.
Okay. That was okay. I thought it was the channel, so that's the master playlist.
Well, it is I put your channel in there, but the big picture is your master playlist. It's got 322 videos on it. Actually, that's what it says. Anyhow, let me click on the likey button. Likey button. So
I got 29 likes at my place. I don't want to put it anymore.
I don't blame you. Who would want more than 29 or less than 29? 29 is a perfect number.
Went to 30. Yours is at 31.
Hey, if I'm playing blackjack though, I want a 21. I hadn't been to the casino in a long time. I like going every now and again. My obsession with numbers tends to help me when I go to the casino.
I bet. Count those cards, huh?
I used to.
If I'm playing cribbage, I like 29.
I'm afraid I don't know much about cribbage.
Oh,
But if it values a 29, I'm sure I'd like it.
you know what, Gary? They have to make cribbage boards with the number 29 as part of the cribbage board.
Yep. You'd like that, Gary.
You'd love that.
I like it all. I like it already. Woo! The sometimes I just like the little sting it puts in your mouth.
Like cough syrup, huh? It makes you cough.
Cough syrup. Got a little cinnamon to it.
Yeah. That's cinnamon's good for you.
Hey, babes in Toyland and other things. What we're doing is tonight, babes in Toyland, we're trying to direct everybody over to Jerry's. That's where basically most everybody's at. Most of who's chatting in my chat right now is Nightbot. But if you look up at the top of the chat, you'll see a link that says, please head over to Butler Family Farms. There's a link up there at the top. If you click on that, it'll show the link.
A little bit too much cough
I'm
syrup?
Do what now?
A little bit too much cough syrup?
Maybe. No, I'm good. Well, last June he had a video called Cows and Goats, or Goats and Cows, I think it was, that had a really good had a lot of people watch it, and so he got a lot of watch hours from that. We're trying to get to the 4,000 before those hours start dropping off. So, and it's about 500 hours that he's going to be losing in a fairly short period of time. So we're going to try to, rather than having to get that 4,000 and then another 500, we'd rather just try to get him to the 4,000. So,
Hey, OJ.
What's up, OJ? And I guess I need to start paying more attention.
Yeah, he just popped into mine. Coffee walks in, whatever.
Well, hey, that's fine. That's what we're looking for. We're trying to get everybody over on your chat so that and we are, it's listing 5 people in mine, so chances are
15 of mine.
Chances are pretty good that
I have 3.
chances are pretty good that the 5 that are listed in mine they just put it on and letting it run.
It may be.
But it's we just having a little fun tonight. Anybody got a particular subject they'd like to go through? Hey, Life with Tamara and David and Peter Dale.
Hey,
Peter.
Tamara.
Um,
I'm gonna get to meet Tamara and David here pretty soon. They're gonna come to the house and get some rock.
That's cool.
Rock, and they're gonna come get some rock that they need for their garden thing. So I'll be recording that so people can see them.
Hey, Mark, do you have Nightbot?
Yes.
Have you added BFF to your drop names?
I haven't yet.
Well, that won't take but a moment if you want to do it. That way, at least it'll be consistent. I added BFF to mine. Before it was just dropping Jerry's link, but now in my chat or his, you can type BFF. It'll drop both. That way, it might be a little easier to be consistent across the board. But up to you. Going fully hectic love machine 83. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for that. I appreciate that. We're just we're working hard at well, trying to run some folks over towards Jerry's live stream so that he can go through and work on watch hours. And,
And I want to do a little shout out to Jesse for being a moderator here, and he's dropping links like crazy too. And you're the man, Jesse. You're the man. I owe you a drink at the meetup. I'll get you a can of soda.
very cool. All right, let's see here.
They're good people. They help out a lot. They do a lot of good lives. They're going to give away things. They're going to help me do monetization live when we hit that.
All right, let's see here. Well, let's go through and make sure that oh, wait a minute. Let me fix that. There we go. Let me go ahead and get you a jacket going fully hectic. And please feel free to and check out the other channels. Yeah, I mean, if you'd like to drop your link, you can just type in BFF, and it will drop your link. So we're a lot of what we've been talking about is gardening, but we're also trying to talk about things that'll help people grow their channel. By the way, we are trying to get some folks over to Jerry's channel. If you look up at the top, the pinned comment does have a link towards going over to. Does have a link for going to this very same live stream, but it's over at Jerry's channel because we're currently co-streaming. So, cool. The well, I guess we ain't got to talk about how to grow your channel all night, but it certainly is an interesting subject in my opinion. Thoughts, ideas. If not, maybe we might as well just break out a trivia day.
Yeah.
What kind of trivia would
Mark's got, if he's got to talk about some of his videos.
Well, that sounds good. Mark, tell us about your videos. Tell us about anything you want, brother.
Well, my channel is just a basic. It's a variety of stuff. It's I'll do like food reviews and stuff, or I'll do trivia on a live stream. Or, it's like a clubhouse thing. It's more like people come in, hang out. It could be about anything. I could have a topic. A lot of times I don't, but it's more or less everybody comes in, hangs out, meets each other, maybe meet some new people, that kind of thing.
Mark just fits right in right here. That's basically what we've been doing the last couple of Fridays is just hanging out and talking.
That's what I do. That's when I title it Hangout. If it's Tuesday and Friday or whatever, I'll say Tuesday Hangout, Friday Hangout. But sometimes I'll do trivia one of those nights. Sometimes I'll have a topic. Like one night I did a anxiety. It was the topic was anxiety. I did on a Friday night live stream, but I have got to get back to doing more of the short videos, not the short form videos. But I've been mostly doing live streams lately and some shorts. But
yeah, are you live streaming on your phone right now?
I'm on a laptop.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and grab your phone, and then you could shoot a short right now. Just point at the thing saying, "Here's my setup right here. This is what I'm streaming on." Click, end it, upload it, bam, done. Hey, I've done that before.
Really?
Yeah. I will make a live stream about anything. You'll be surprised. Sometimes, hey, I already look at the fact that sometimes my short videos only get a couple views, and that's fine if they do. But sometimes some of them break out and get a couple hundred. Sometimes they may pick up 5-10 subscribers, which never hurts. Hey, Kim Burris, good to see you. Let's see here. I have started doing one thing a little differently. Let's see.
My wife does shorts, and she'll take her phone out when she goes to check on the animals. And like the other day, she went out there and she thought one of her goats was in labor, And she said, "Well, I'll come back and check on her in a little bit." And she went to fed the cows, and she said, "With no more than 10 minutes, she came back, and 2 baby goats were there." I mean, that mama popped those baby goats out, and nothing flat. So she pulled her camera out and her phone out and took a short and come running in the house and said, "I sent you a short," because I have to upload them from on my phone into to YouTube. I don't know how to do it from the computer, so I uploaded it on there, and I think we have like 500 views on that.
As far as I know, uploading a short on your computer is just the same as uploading it on a phone.
Really?
You just click on the upload button, and then
I'll have to check that out, because I've always done shorts on my phone and my videos on my computer.
Well, I understand. I do pretty much all my shorts come from my phone app. I just click on the center button and then create short.
Right. That's what I do.
Well, that does kind of bring an interesting thought to it. Would you like to see how to use Canva to create a short?
Well, you have to do the Canva though, right? You don't do it through YouTube itself.
Well, no, not necessarily. If you've got a video that's already shot in the format, but let's say you wanted to take a video that you have that's I don't know, something different. Let's say you have a video that okay, I got an idea. I'll show you. Let me show you something I did. That let's see. I'll show you one of the videos that I did, and I used it on an editing thing.
Or type in BFF and it'll pop up your link to your channel.
Welcome back, Song Bits, Laura. We are we're shoveling folks or trying to move some folks over to Jerry's if you get a wild hair. This is my Canva. This is and yes, I am the YouTube police as well.
But you are not the FBI police, YouTube FBI.
No, I'm not the FBI police. You do not see anything on here about FBI police.
That's right.
But you will see quite a few things from the.
And DJ swore up and down it was FBI, and I said, "There's no way I can be."
No, you're not the FBI. I know who the YouTube FBI is, and he's good people. I'll say that it's a him, or maybe it's a her. Regardless,
it's good people.
That's right. It's good people. If you look right here, you got this right. I'm right up above it. It says mobile media. You can go in right there, and you can let's see. Let's just go to uploaded material. Let's see. I think I've got a video in here somewhere. You can go through and create, I guess, a standard. Where did I get that? I could have swore I had it in here. A little boat. Let's see. I don't see it. That's okay. Let me show you, one of the things that I did right here. Rocking boat. All right. And if I hit play on that. Now, yes, it's got music. It's actually from the YouTube audio library. So I don't mind. I don't even know if y'all can hear it right now. I don't think I shared the audio. So.
No, you can hear it.
All right, this is actually up on my YouTube police video. Killer music. But let's say I wanted to change that. Let's see, what I'd probably have to do is detach from the background. All right, and if I you could go through and have a larger video that maybe you just wanted part of that. You can go through. Well, what did I do there?
I don't know.
Oh, I just lost part of it. That's okay though. Let me show where it went. There it is. You could literally go through and move this around so that whatever is highlighting what you're trying to do, is there. This is after I went through and because this video is a longer. Let me show you the other part to it. I think it was that one I did. All right. And this one, let me detach from the background. See the widescreen format?
Yeah.
All right. So it's a bigger format than that one we just watched. All right. And if I go through and play it, if I were to go through and play this in this spot, most of the action occurs out to the right-hand side of it. I may have to, anyhow, a lot of the video occurs over here on the right-hand side of it. So for me to do that, what I had to do is slide it over, to where most of the action is. And basically, it puts that boat right there in the center of the focus. If I've got different shots of a dog hiking a football or something, I can put that in the center and go through and put that together all as one video. But instead of shooting over here at the other side, which if I went through and showed it again, you're missing half the action.
Right.
Because it's over here. So all you're seeing is a rough sea. I guess if you wanted the video of the rough sea, you could do that. And truthfully, because the background is black there, you could have gone through and used a green screen effect with that and replaced that with something else, because you can choose the color that you're, see, there comes the boat. But if it was just on the one side, anyhow, you can use Canva to put it in this format, although you may be limited in how long that will last. For that matter, if you're wanting a short, it's got to be under a minute anyhow.
Right.
So I'll delete that. I mean, ain't no sense in going over that anymore. But there's all sorts of things you can do, and it doesn't have to be real hard. Sometimes the hardest part is just trying to figure out where to go to get something done. Hey, Atypical, good to see you. Hey, Madwood Barbecue, M&T Living and Cooking. I want to thank y'all for coming in. We're trying to get folks over to Jerry Butler's at Butler Family Farm. If you look at the top of the chat, you will see the link to his live stream. This very same live stream is just on his channel as opposed to mine. It'd be appreciated.
Hey, Shirley.
You're welcome to alert Mark over at Little Ridge Farm. And but anywho, that's just enough of me talking.
Well, you make it interesting, Gary, because the things you come up with and talk about. I understand you use a lot of Canva and stuff, and I try to use Canva and try to learn about it, but it's one of those things you really got to get into it to learn it. It's like, I have to tell you that tonight I had probably one of the best comments I've ever had about that. It came from Alaska video I did. Jan from Simply Jan watched it, and she said her words was it was the best video. And if she had to ever vote on a video, that's what she would vote on, that as being the best video. And I mean, that was, to me, it was just, I was busting over with pride with that, because I mean, I thought the people who put the compilation on would have been seeing a lot more about the video than they did. But I did a lot of work on that video, but and I thought to myself after I did it, I'll never do it again. But it's been a couple of weeks. I would probably venture to do another video like that. But it was a lot of work, a lot of editing. That's probably has the most editing I've ever done on any video ever.
Well, I think that's actually part of the reason why, if you look at the difference between some of the channels and some of the smaller channels, some of the bigger channels, I think to put out an interesting video sometimes takes a lot of work. And so it's, I've put out some videos I'm very proud of, just from one aspect or another. But whenever I do that, sometimes it takes a whole lot more work to do that than to just, do some of the other videos I did.
Right.
And
I did that one on purpose too. I mean, I did that one with the intent, because it was a Angler April video collaboration.
Yeah.
When they came out with it and invited us on it, the first thing that popped in my head was, this is what I want to do. And I talked to you and Eddie about it to help me get the right information. And I went ahead and ordered the green screen and all that stuff to do it. But she said that she really enjoyed it. It was like, and I even myself watched it several times. I even got it posted on my feature video on my front page, because I just like it, But Eddie was disappointed because I didn't use the water and stuff that I was going to, but I couldn't find the right shot to do it, to have the water. So, there's always another next time,
Yeah, I understand. And hey, Foxy's friends, we are working on trying to get everybody over to Jerry's just to help him with watch hours. A link is up top if you'd like to join. Most of the folks they're over there. There's not a whole lot of folks in my chat right now. People tend to wander in a little bit there and then mosey over, and that's fine. We got 29 people in the chat total, so in watching tonight. So thank you, I appreciate that.
Laura, I went and bought a green screen because it was I thought I was going to be using water, and the green screen was waterproof, and if I used a sheet, it would be. I was afraid it might, if I could find a green sheet. Green sheets aren't easy to find, but I found a green screen for a reasonable price, and that's why I bought it. And I've still got it, and I'll use it again. But I'm sure I'll use it again. I was thinking about setting it up behind here, and putting a pole on the wall and just hang it off the pole.
Well, an interesting thing: green screens can actually go through and do more than just the green. You can actually pick a color. One of the things that I learned when I was trying to learn, I'm always trying to figure out ways of doing something when it comes to these videos. Because, you get ideas, and my head is a scatterbrain. It will pop from one area to another. It'll have an idea that will pop up in my head, and it'll make me wonder, how can I do that? How can I make the camera? How can I make the video? How can I make the editor do what I want it to do?
Well, I would have never thought of that if it wasn't for you and Eddie. And you tell me you guys had a green screen, and you shut off your background thing, so you showed me the green screen. I thought, hey, why can't I do this? And so that's why I went and ordered a green screen, and I thought, well, I got a green. It took a week for the green screen to get here before I could even start to try to figure out how to do the stuff. But it was fun. I mean, even Susan said she had fun doing it, and it was different. And if I was to do it again, I would probably do something a little bit different to make it a little bit more fun for everybody. Water to the face would have been fun if I could have got the right angle, and I was looking for videos and videos and videos at the right angle so I could do it, but I couldn't find the right angle I wanted to use. So, but if you haven't seen the video, you should go watch it. There's a It's a lot of collaboration, and it's they're going to give a giveaway for everybody who leaves a comment on the 30th, and at 6 o'clock on 9 Acre Farms, they're going to be giving the giveaway there. So if you watch and leave a comment, you can win a prize. I don't know what they're giving away. I have no idea.
By the way, Mark,
Yes.
what is your good to see you, Cali King 916. What is your, by the way, Cali King, most of the folks on here are going to be over in Jerry's. If you'd like to, get to meet and greet, a lot of the folks are over at Butler Family Farm. If you look right up at the top, you'll see a link for, you'll see a link pinned at the top that'll take you directly to Jerry's. We're working on some watch hours for him. And he's got, well, it's a long story, but we're trying to get some folks over there. So you can get to meet a lot more folks over there than you are in my chat right now. We're kind of hustling them over to the other side, or to motivate, I guess. It's just
Dancing Alone with Reynolds.
Yeah, I saw they were in here.
Yep.
But I don't even know what I was talking about now. What was I saying, Jerry?
You're going to ask me something.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you, what was the link? What is you have the command to drop a link in your Nightbot?
For my channel, you mean?
Yeah.
Cobalt. COBALT.
And that's the only one that you've got to drop?
No, I have, let me see. Because I added, each time I've joined, I've added whoever's channel it was to the command list.
Okay, cool.
So I have, let me see, in the custom, I have Prepper for Natasha.
Uh-huh.
I have Peace for Dez.
Right.
And I have BFF for Jerry's.
All right, cool.
Under my commands.
Excellent. So now it doesn't matter whether they in mine, yours, or Jerry's. They can still type BFF. That's part of what I was trying to work on. By the way, you can add 29 if you want as well. Maybe DD.
Okay.
I'm okay. I ain't trying to tell you how to run your business.
No,
but-
I mean, before I started doing it, I just had the two, the Cobalt and the Weather.
Well, I haven't even really done the Nightbot. Devil Dog did it for me today, and I just know how I opened it. He told me to do this, this, and this. I did the 3 seconds. Okay, you're done. I'm like, I haven't done nothing. And he went in there and I guess manipulated it and set it all. I had no idea what he did. I'm gonna have to go over and check it out and see what he did.
Remind me sometime. You should ask him, can you add 29 as a drop command? See what kind of response he would get from that.
He may just go click and go off. He may just go out and kill my Nightbot.
What you have to do for adding commands, just copy and paste.
I know.
One.
Oh, I believe me. I've got a bunch of drop commands for mine. I probably ought to add Cobalt. That certainly won't hurt. I don't even know if I've got it in there right now or not. I'll find out. Let's see.
Hey, Coyote.
If I get this stupid keyboard right.
I'm going to do a fundraiser for you, Gary, for a new keyboard.
No, I can get me a new keyboard. It's just this was an expensive keyboard, and it let's see, and it should be
$12 one.
Well, I'd rather have the $12 one.
$12 wireless one. You put batteries in it once every 6 months.
Okay, I can tell you for certain that it is not on there yet.
I
Give
have
me just a
29 now,
second.
so 29 on the commands.
Hang on a second. I'm about to have, cobalt. COBALT, right?
COBALT. Yep.
All right. Let's see. It should be in there now. If you happen to be in my, hey Coyote, if you would type cobalt in there, COBALT, and see if it drops your link.
All right.
I appreciate that, Mark. Mark said when he gets Nightbot, he's gonna have 29. Nitro Freak, good to see you, brother. Come on up. If you get a wild hair, you have to go over to Jerry's. Well, I guess I could drop it since you're already here.
Let's see.
Let me go to.
You're in, Mark. You're in mine, and that's.
I know. I just figured that out now.
It's all right.
I mean, wait a minute.
I saw it come up, and I'm going, hold. Where's that coming from?
Most everybody in here probably knows Nitro, but he's good people.
Hey, Nitro.
If you get a chance, come on up, brother. I mean, we're only on for about another 15 or something. But 20, not quite 20. But anyhow, I think it helps to have, some, if everybody could have a couple, maybe drop as a common one.
Yeah.
Then otherwise we have to do stuff like everybody add BFF or everybody add, next time we're going to do 29, I think. So I have to show you how to make 29 in there. Either that or you have to get Devil Dog to add it for you. See
yeah, actually.
I don't know if he will.
Yep, it worked. Yep.
I'll go in, and now that I got Nightbot, I'll go in and see if I can figure out how to do this stuff myself, and I'll start adding the numbers and stuff, and,
Hey.
29 and DD, and
Well, we can go into an after hours one time, and I can talk you through it. It ain't hard.
I figured it was and he had me bring it up, and did 3 clicks, and he's okay, you can leave. I went, excuse me, I added him as added him as the moderator in it or something like that, and he went in the manager, and he went in and started doing all this stuff, and we was on a live, and he just all of a sudden zoned out, and he comes back, okay, it's done. I went, what? So he goes, type in this. Well, we typed in, it didn't work. And everybody was typing in. So all you can see is BFF, 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 going down, and nothing was popping up. He goes, oh, you have to go out and come back in. He goes, wait till the night when you go live to see if it works. Well, we did, and it works.
All right, we got Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Good to see you.
How are
Still
y'all?
in Palm Springs, California, I see.
Yeah, it's getting pretty warm out here.
Yeah.
I think it's about 112 today.
Yeah.
I thought things in California were always perfect.
Not where he's at.
Well, I just paid a $5.45 for a gallon of diesel today.
Woo!
$145 to fill my truck up.
It's
I'm sorry.
$3.79 here in Missouri.
I don't have a clue what diesel is out here.
I'm
Yeah.
about ready to start running that Kool-Aid in it, I think.
Oh, just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
You ever do that, Jerry? Run the red stuff?
No, I've never put it in my truck. Oh, I take it back. I had put it one time because it was basically empty. And I put like 2 gallons in it and ran down and filled it up. But my tank it's a 26-gallon tank, so I figured 2 gallons ain't gonna show much in it. But you want to hear a secret about that red stuff? If you put it in a clear or white gasoline container and you let it sit out in the sun, it will take that Kool-Aid right out of it.
Yep.
It turns it right back to clear. So I'm not spending time doing that. I know I had a can of diesel sit out one time, and I went back and I said, "Hey, who uses diesel?" And everybody looked at me, and nobody's used it. I said, "Well, how come there's gasoline in it now?" And they said, "That's not gasoline. That's still diesel. We've not touched it." Went and opened it up and smelled it, and sure enough, it was clear diesel.
Yeah. You know, all my years of owning diesel vehicles, I've never been checked. I've never had a fuel check or anything.
Yeah, when I worked for MFA out here, one of the guys was driving one of the feed trucks, and he got pulled over, and they went to check it, and and it was the feed trucks, we always run the regular stuff in it, but don't know anybody who's ever been stopped with their personal vehicle and checked. But I have a 250 gallon tank out there of diesel, but I use it for a tractor, but I don't want to use it for the car. I got to use it for a tractor. I use it for the car, then I won't have it when the tractor needs it.
I take it they color, stuff meant for the farm red.
Yeah, they put red dye in it it's supposed to be off-road diesel, which means you don't pay the road tax on it when you buy it, and it's only about 35 cents cheaper than the regular diesel. So, if you have a farm like I do and Chris does, you probably have a 250 gallon tank that you fill it up, maybe twice or 3 times a year, or depending on how much you use, and you kind of watch the prices of it. When you see it drop down, you go and order a whole bunch of things because you don't want to pay that price.
Okay.
And diesel is really good. I add a little bit of transmission fluid to my diesel because they take all the sulfur out of diesel now, and so the tractors don't have the lubricant that they need, and you end up getting your injectors messed up and your injector pump messed up. So you put a little bit of transmission fluid in it, and that oil helps lubricate all your parts in your tractor, and it burns just like diesel. When I used to change oil or change the oil filters on the big semis and stuff, I would take straight transmission fluid and fill up the filter with it, screw it on, and it'd start right up. You can't tell the difference.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know a whole lot about farming. I know
you learned something, Gary.
Well, I probably forget it about as quick as I learn it.
Well, you
But-
can't say you didn't know it one time, though.
Well, my head's already full of a lot of facts that are, get me in a trivia game. Sometimes I know too much.
Those $5 words, I know you got a lot of those,
I do have a few of those.
and they stump me even.
In fact, I caught myself being pedantic a little bit earlier today. So, too worried about little minor details that still words mean something. So, it seemed right to me to be specific. Anyhow, let's see. We got about 12 minutes left to go.
Yes, sir. Mark left.
We lost Mark.
Lost Mark.
Chris, that puts the spotlight on you, brother.
Bet you're looking for getting home, huh, Chris?
Yeah. I was hoping to leave probably next week. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to continue working out here, if I'm going to go to a different company. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, how long do you have to be out there this trip anyhow?
Well, we just finished a project up yesterday. And so I get another week to do paperwork and drawings and all the documentation for the project. So I'll sit down with the bosses and see what they're offering me and see what kind of money they talking for me to stay or what.
Well, it'd have to be a pretty penny for some of them shifts like what you worked the other day, a 30-hour shift.
Yeah, that happens on tie-ins. Pretty common out here. We had one, I think a year ago. We was there for I want to say 52 hours. That gets a little rough.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can stay awake that long.
It's rough.
A lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Make sure you're standing up.
We're out there in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden the van pulls up, and it's all this coffee and They cater. It's like a big buffet now. They feed you well while you're out there.
Yeah.
Well, I like good food, but I also like my sleep. So that's kind of hard to. Jared, do you want to go through and say hello to all the folks over in your chat, or do you
Sure.
want?
Let's go through and pop these participants up and say, Ashley, thanks for coming in. Dark Lord Meat, thanks for coming in. Heather, always a pleasure to have her here. Janet, Homestead, where you are. I'm actually playing Janet's Playlist right now. Jesse and Lisa from Lazy Days. Tamara and Dave from Life with Tamara and Dave. Outdoors with Big Matt. Hey, Big Matt. And songs and bits of Laura and Poker Rosie. Just pop back in.
Poker Rossi.
Oh, Papa Rossi. I thought I said Poker. Poker Rossi.
It is Poker Rossi. You said Poker Rosie, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I probably did that. I mess up names all the time.
That's all right. What's up, Red Dirt? Let me look at who all's over in my chat at the moment. Probably not a lot of folks. We've been sending everybody over to your place. So, what is this? Community moderation. I've never heard of that. I've just run into a new tab.
Really?
Let me see what that does. That's kind of weird. It pops me over directly to the where the moderators are at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, under settings. That's kind of cool. It's just different.
Under StreamYard? Settings?
No, under the I've popped out the chat for the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And whenever I've never tried that particular.
Oh yeah, I see that community. Okay.
Community moderation pops up the thing automatically. And there's a thing to toggle moderation activity. I ain't checking that right now. But hey, Poker Rossi, good to see you. He's in both live streams. Red Dirt, thank you for coming in. Little Ridge Farm, Mark, thank you for being here. Coyote at Wright's Family Trapping. Let's see, and I think that's pretty much it over here in my chat right now. So the obviously I'm very thankful for everybody that's come in tonight. If you've got some suggestions for next week's theme or things that you'd like to hear, hey, we ought to try what Poker Rossi did the other day in his live stream.
Which was what?
He had a lot of pretty women he had that were jumping like on a trampoline or something, that he would show every now and again. He'd bring that up, hey, it keeps people's attention. It might,
Do you know a bunch of pretty women that would be jumping on trampoline? Because I don't. I'm still married, so
you can find video pretty much anywhere, probably.
Oh, you mean just find a video, huh?
Yeah.
I really have some women.
My
wife would kill me if I did something like that.
Hey, I don't think my wife would kill me. It's not like she'd suggest it to me, but I don't think she'd kill me for it. It was a fun live stream. Had up there I was up there on the panel with him and Nitro and a few other folks. It was fun. But anyhow, let's see. We got 6 minutes. I guess we got more time than I thought we had. Chris, you got anything coming out, or are you going to be, have to wait till you get back home before you can do that?
What's that?
I just wondered if you are able to do any videoing while you're out there.
No, I kind of keep them held back. I'll take a lot while I'm at home, and while I'm out here, I'm still uploading a video every week, and short.
Okay.
So I have one coming out tomorrow, 6 o'clock Central Time, 6 in the morning.
Now, that's in the morning? Well, I'm going
to tell you, that's my prime time. My analytics tell me it's basically 9 o'clock, but I have went and I've scheduled them for 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I get more views whenever I schedule them for 6 o'clock in the morning.
I agree with you. I scheduled mine at 6 or 7, and it says the analytics says about 8 or 9 actually get more views on it, but I find out I do it at 6 or 7, I get more views on it.
By the way, if anybody is interested in coming up for the after party, after we shut down, we'll be about 4.5 minutes, I reckon. The tag should be, see, girls on trampoline win. Where? That was over in Pokerossy's. By the way, Pokerossi, if you would, I know you in my chat, just hit 29 and hit enter so that anybody that is over there can, follow you over to your channel, and it'll drop your link. Thank you.
FBI says they need to watch Square County Homestead. That's fine, long as you share it out.
There we go. That's always important. Making
FBI
sure.
is one of somebody that Gary knows, and it's secreted everybody else right now, though.
I don't know. There may be one other person or two other people that know who that is, but I do know who that is.
He's over in my live right now.
I see, because for my life, that's what works for me. That's what Dark Lord Manette said. What YouTube says, I'm dropping on Friday. Hey, that's funny. Somebody was mentioned, my sister-in-law had mentioned today that she hadn't been seeing my stuff drop quite like it was. And there's some truth to that. I haven't been doing all the as much as I was. And I don't know if that's because I've been kind of distracted trying to focus on going into live streams with my YouTube police, because that is one of the channels I've been trying to. By the way, I guess let me go through and I'm gonna drop my YouTube police channel.
The FBI says just you, Belt Loop, knows who he is. Now I have a friend that's FBI agent.
Well, that would see. Here's the problem with that. And not that there's a problem with him being the FBI agent. Obviously not. No, that's interesting.
I used to teach this young man. He's young. He's probably in his 40s now. But I used to teach him baseball when I was in my 20s, and he was on a baseball team, and he became an FBI agent. And his cousin told me that he was on the FBI. He's done some things,
Yeah.
I'm very proud to know him. So
I was coming out of a business one day and had 2 black SUVs roll up on me, and several guys got out. They were with the FBI, and they just wanted to question me about a guy I used to work with because he was supposedly going into the FBI. So they were just doing a background check.
Check. Yeah, I've had a lot of background checks. I used to be in the Navy, and I did I worked on nuclear submarines, so I had top secret clearance, and I had background checks. And that one time I was flying from Joplin to San Diego, and the TSA guy grabbed me and he took my bag, and he pulled me to the side and said, "I need you to come with me." And he goes, "Oh, it's your social security number and stuff." He goes, "Why?" "Well, there's diesel on your bag." And I'm like, "Okay, it's because my gloves had a little bit of diesel on them inside my bag." He said, "Well, you come with me out." And long story short, he come back about 15 minutes later and he apologizing, and I'm looking at him like, what the heck, I'm sorry, Mr. Butler. Is there anything we can do for you? Can we upgrade your ticket? And I said, no, let me get on the plane so I can go home, And I got home. I called my friend that I left from here in Joplin, and called him and told him about it. And he goes, yeah, he saw it all going on, so he called his cousin Chris to ask him what's going on. And Chris ran my name and found out that they were, since I've had so many so many background checks, that they were tired of doing them. So they put a check by my name and said, "Do not bother, do not retain." And so,
Hey, Ellsworth, Carl.
so if I get my fingerprints done for something, it goes through real quick now. It doesn't take 4 or 5 days to go through. It just goes through real quick.
Please tell Lacey I said hello, Ellsworth, Carl.
That was fun. You know, that's my FBI story.
All right, I'm gonna drop my link,
Your popo.
my Popo link. And this is for those of y'all ain't familiar. You know, you may or may not be familiar, but I am also known as the YouTube police. So, let me go back over here, and I'll drop that in yours. It's, you know, for the longest time, I didn't really fool with that much, but, and it was, I started that channel. If I can actually get the thing to my dadgum, I started it just so I could discuss, you know, police matters, because I don't talk about, you know, law enforcement on my channel. It's not who I am.
Drop it.
I'm working on it.
I got it. I can do it faster. Oh,
I finally got it. It took me forever to do it, but I finally dropped it in your chat.
Okay, I already had a copy. I was getting ready to drop it right before you dropped that.
Mother had walked out, asked if the people in her car wanted a cup of coffee or soda. LOL. They were watching the house across the street.
And you know, they're not what you call discreet, you know.
The fact is, I started my other channel to talk with law enforcement officers and to keep it separate from Belt Loop 29. I just wanted something where, and I had a few things on there where I talked with some of my friends that are in law enforcement, but you know, it kind of fell by the wayside. But then I got kind of burnt out on being on Belt Loop 29 all the time. So I went over there and just decided it was time to develop it. I changed the name because, you know, it was Mental Cop. That was the initial name of it. In fact, if you look up, you know, you may have to look up Mental Cop. In fact, that's
Cop 4646.
That's right. And the reason why I put it that is because I work in a mental institution. You know, it's not that I'm mental, although that would be funny if that were the case. I think it would anyhow. But so I thought, well, I wanted to change it, and I'd been thinking a lot of people keep referring to the YouTube police, and it just seemed to fit. So I thought it was funny, and that's what I did. But anyhow, let me thank everybody for coming in. We appreciate y'all coming in. I did ramble a little bit long enough to run over the 2 hours. Sorry about that. But we're gonna end it. If you want to come up to the after party, you're welcome to. I will go through and drop that link. I don't know where all that's.
It's up my pinned area, so if anyone wants to click on that, you can get in.
All right, yeah, you can go over to Jerry's, which his link is pinned at the top of mine.
Raquel just came in again.
Hey, good night, Raquel. I see Raquel in there too.
Yep.
And anyhow, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna end the broadcast in 3, 2,